The Doll's Wish by Anna E. Skinner. The children liked the tiny shop around the corner better than any of the stores on the main street of the town. It was a doll shop. No wonder the little boys and girls loved to look in the show window. There they saw all kinds of dolls, rubber babies, fat Cupies with roguish eyes, doll soldiers, tiny Chinese ladies dressed in flowered silk kimonos, little Eskimo boys in pointed hoods and woolly coats, Dutch dolls in wooden shoes and snow-white caps, brown-eyed dolls with rich dark hair, blue-eyed dolls with golden curls. Nothing could look lovelier than the little shop at Christmas time when the ground was white with snow. Then many of the dolls wore their gayest dresses, and when the lights were turned on, the little show window sparkled like fairyland. One night, at about 12 o'clock, a brown-haired doll with bright dark eyes said, "Oh, how glad I am that the lights are turned out at last. I'm sure at least 500 people stopped in front of this window today." "It has been a long day," said the soldier boy who stood near her. "Even a soldier gets tired once in a while." "It is only a few days now until Christmas. I do wonder where we shall all be this time next week," whispered a wide-eyed Cupie. "Well, I hope I shall be in a pleasant, beautiful home," said a lovely doll, smoothing out her pale blue silk dress. "A lady who wore a rich fur coat looked at me a long while this morning. Some of us are sure to go to rich homes. You and I are worth a good deal of money. Indeed, there is only one doll in the show window more expensive than we are," answered the golden-haired maiden in white lace. "I suppose you mean the large doll dressed in pink satin?" "Yes, I heard several children call her the most beautiful doll of all." "Did you notice the shabby-looking little girl who stood before the window a long time this morning?" asked the doll in blue. "I did," answered the soldier boy. "She carried a cunning-looking little dog in her arms. If I should go where that silky-haired dog lives, my clothes would be ruined in about 10 minutes. "Well, I should be very unhappy, I'm sure, in that little girl's home. She must be very poor." "I liked her sweet face very much," said the most beautiful doll, who was dressed in pink satin. "She was very kind to the little dog." "A cozy place is my choice," said the lass who wore wooden shoes. "I hope I shall live where everything is kept warm and cheerful." "Yes, that is really where you belong, I suppose," said the Eskimo boy. "These clothes will be too warm if I am taken to one of those houses where the rooms are all as hot as a summer's day." "Where should you like to go?" asked the little Dutch maiden. The Eskimo boy thought for a moment and then said, "I hope I shall live with some romping boy who will take me with him when he makes a snowman. That would be jolly." "Oh, do you think so?" asked the tiny doll dressed in green gauze. "That I do," he answered. "I'm from the north, where there is nothing but ice and snow." "I would rather stand here in the show window than on a parlor mantel," pouted little Cupie. "Never mind, dear," said the Chinese doll. "I think you are to go to a lovely little girl. I saw one looking at you this afternoon, and she clapped her hands with delight when she saw you." "Where do you think you will go?" asked Cupie. "I'm afraid that I shall be chosen for some queer little person. You see, my style is quite different from that of the other dolls. I hope I shall be allowed to wear my kimonos. They are very comfortable." "Perhaps you will be added to someone's collection of dolls from all nations," said the soldier boy. "Oh, I hope not," spoke up the most beautiful doll of all. "If you were one of the large collection, I'm sure you wouldn't be loved very much because collections are kept chiefly for show." "You haven't told us yet where you would like to go," said the doll in white lace. "No doubt some very rich person will buy you. I heard the shopkeeper say that you are the costliest doll of all. We are all wondering where you would like to go." "I am longing to go to some little girl who will love me with all her heart," said the most beautiful doll. "I don't care how humble the home is where I live, but I want to be loved." "How strange," was the answer. "I hope we shall all be satisfied," said Cupid, yawning. "We shall soon know," sighed the soldier boy. "Good night to all." "Good night, good night." A hard snowstorm did not keep the people away from the doll shop the next morning. Among those that crowded the store was an old gentleman with a fine, generous face. "Show me a pretty doll," he said. "There are some beauties in the window, sir. Come and look at them." "I'll take the large one dressed in pink," said the gentleman. "I'm going to send it to a dear little girl who did me a great kindness. My little dog strayed a long distance from home. She found him and carried him to me. I'm sure her kind heart will love a doll." In the afternoon, an old gentleman knocked at the door of a very humble home and said, "I have brought a gift to the little girl who took the trouble to carry my lost dog home to me. Please give it to her on Christmas Day." And so the most beautiful doll's wish came true.